Hi there, brothers. My name is Nico, the brother you don't know yet, and welcome to the Chronicles of Men. Before we dive in, let me speak to you directly. I'm still new to creating this kind of content, but this mission, this message, it means everything to me. I'm not here pretending to have all the answers. I'm here to grow, to speak truth, and to connect with brothers who've been through it, just like I have. So if you see something I can do better, if there's a way I can make this message hit harder or land clearer, drop it in the comments. I welcome the feedback. Even one word of encouragement goes a long way, and if you believe in what I'm building here, you'll find a support link below. No pressure, just know that any gesture, big or small, helps keep this mission alive and moving. Thank you for being here, truly. Now let's get into it. But first, I'd like to make a quick disclaimer to set the tone clearly. Disclaimer. This video is for motivational and educational purposes only. It reflects personal beliefs and experiences aimed at encouraging growth, responsibility, and resilience among men. It does not target any individual or group and stands firmly for respect, personal development, and accountability. Not your ATM, a man's worth is more than his wallet. This is the Chronicles of Men, a place where men rise from silence and reclaim their value. A place for real talk, hard truths, and bold growth. Today we talk about a message that needs to echo through every man. You are not an ATM. We live in a time where manhood is often measured by material wealth, not by wisdom, not by character, not by courage, discipline, or loyalty, but by how deep your pockets are and how quickly you are willing to empty them for someone else as comfort. But I came here today to say, you are more than your bank account. You are more than your job title. You are not a dollar sign. You are not a walking wallet. The modern provider trap that we all know from an early age, many of us were told, be a man, provide, pay the bills, handle it. But nobody asked if we could. Nobody cared what it cost us. The pressure became silent, but deadly. Providing is honorable, yes. It's part of masculine responsibility. But when your value is reduced only to your ability to provide financially, you become invisible the moment the money stops. That's not respect. That's exploitation. And yet men everywhere are praised only when they're spending, only when they're giving, only when they're sacrificing, even to their own detriment. And I know this firsthand. There was a time in my life when I thought giving endlessly would earn me love. I bought the gifts, covered the bills, gave till I was empty. And when I couldn't anymore, the people vanished. It took me losing everything to realize that I was never truly seen. Only my wallet was. I used to think I had to do more, give more, sacrifice more, just to be seen as worthy. But worth doesn't come from being depleted. Worth comes from being whole. Society will often applaud men for overextending themselves, but what they call strength is often self-destruction. Burnout isn't bravery. It's a warning sign. It's the universe telling you that you're over-investing in people and systems that only take, never pour back in. Something I like to call it, a personal betrayal. Let me share something very personal with you. Something that shaped my understanding of what it means to be used and still expected to smile. I was married once. In my early 20s, fresh out of military service, I married in a small Eastern European town and started working hard in the oil industry. Life felt like it was just beginning. After 8 years of marriage and a child, divorce, I moved back to my parents' house and managed to save some money. Something small but mine enough to get me through the hard time I was having tucked away for rainy days. Everything started to unravel. That same year, I had a work accident that left me in a wheelchair for a year. Then one day she visited me in the hospital. She said she was struggling, she needed help, and I wanted to believe her. Part of me still hoped to win her back, for the child I believed was mine, though even now, 25 years later, I still carry doubts. Back then, DNA tests weren't something easily available, especially not for regular working men like me, so I showed trust. I told her where the savings were. Money kept safely at my parents' house. I didn't give it to my parents to manage. That was my mistake. She took everything. Not a few notes. Not a small withdrawal. She drained me. She got all the money and left me with nothing. Not even enough to support myself while I was recovering. I don't even know why I trusted her more than my own family to do that. To ask my mother to get the money from my savings and give it to her, I don't know. I did hope that by doing this way, I'll show her that I still trust her and maybe, just maybe, we can get back together, but I was so wrong. I should have trusted my parents more, but I trusted her. Too naive. Too hopeful. And during that same dark chapter, I learned something else. She had cheated, even made a move on one of my closest friends, a man I still owe a quiet thank you to. If you're watching this, brother, you know who you are. Thank you for having my back when I didn't know I needed someone. I stayed longer than I should have. I tried to make it work. For the child, for the illusion of family. But when you build on betrayal, everything eventually collapses, and I had to walk away. Well, roll away, with nothing but my dignity left to salvage. That child has a child of her own now. And still, the question lingers in my mind. I chose peace. I chose not to drag that pain forward. But it doesn't mean it disappeared. And if you're a man who's been through something like this, know that your pain is valid. You're not weak for caring. You're not a failure because someone took advantage of your trust. You were just a man, trying to love the right way in a world that often punishes that kind of heart. I don't tell you this for pity. I tell you because someone out there might be going through the same thing or questioning their worth through the fog of betrayal. Brother, you are not alone. Reclaiming my worth. After all that, the betrayal, the loneliness, the wheelchair, the silence, I made a decision. I stopped defining myself by how much I gave to others. I started redefining what it meant to be a man. For me, not for anyone else's comfort. I started saying no. Not to be cold, but to protect what was left of my soul. I began rebuilding from the ground up, physically, emotionally, and financially. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And every boundary I put up, every moment I chose peace over people-pleasing, that was a brick in the foundation of my new life. I also realized that healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means turning pain into wisdom. So if you are watching this and you were standing in the ruins of your own life, unsure of your next step, I say this to you. Your next chapter begins the moment you decide that your peace matters more than someone else's comfort. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your bank balance. You are not her ATM. You are a man with a future. So take your time. Heal at your pace and remember, the crown never left your head. It's been tilted by trials, sure, but it's still yours. Straighten it. Stand tall. Reclaim your space. How to protect yourself without losing yourself. Brothers, one of the greatest acts of self-respect is learning when to give and when to guard. Protect yourself by setting clear boundaries. If someone only shows love when your wallet's open, close it and watch how fast their affection fades. Don't co-sign your soul for temporary company. Be cautious with access. Not everyone deserves front row seats to your life. Learn to say no without guilt. Vet people by their actions, not their words. Make decisions not from loneliness but from clarity. And above all, never be afraid to walk away when your peace is at stake. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Brothers, if you've ever found yourself giving to the point of emptiness, it's time to shift permanently. The first step in protecting yourself is learning to pause. Before you give, ask yourself, have they earned access to my time, my energy, my resources? Or do they only show up with their hands out, never their heart? Trust must be earned, not assumed. Watch for patterns. Look at how people treat you when you have nothing to offer. Do they stand by you? Or do they disappear when the giving stops? Guard your peace the way you'd guard your home. Lock the doors to manipulation, guilt, and old emotional debts. Keep your financial and emotional boundaries strong, because leaking in either will leave you drained in both. And don't carry it all alone. When you're facing hard decisions, bring in those who've proven their loyalty. A true brother won't just tell you what you want to hear. He'll tell you what you need to hear. Remember this. Sometimes the most powerful act of love is distance. Loving from afar doesn't make you heartless. It makes you wise. Choosing yourself is not selfish. It's survival. And more than that, it's strategy. Because when you're whole, you show up better for those who truly deserve you. So stand guard at the gates of your life. Not everyone gets a key. Stay wise, stay grounded, and stay sovereign. Transactional relationships, where love has a price tag. Keep clear, respect is not for sale. Know the difference between someone who values you and someone who values what you give. One builds with you, the other builds on you. You owe no one access to your life just because you've been generous in the past. Your time, your energy, your wallet, they're sacred. Treat them as such. Because in the end, the only people worth keeping are those who see your soul before they see your salary. Stay tall, kings, and remember, your crown was never lost, just waiting for you to pick it up. If you enjoyed this message, leave a comment below. Let me know what resonated with you. Like, share, and subscribe so we can build this brotherhood together. Much love. More to come. This has been the Chronicles of Men. Signing off. Until next time, stay sharp and stay solid. And before you go, if any part of this message hit home for you, even just one line, drop your thoughts in the comments. Share your experience. Let another brother know he's not alone. You never know who's reading and finding strength in your words. What lesson did life teach you the hard way? What boundary changed your peace? What moment made you realize you were more than just someone's provider? Your story could be the mirror to another brother that needs to see himself. Your words might give clarity to someone stuck in silence, so speak up, share your truth, and let's make this more than just a video. Let's make it a conversation. Let's build something real in the comments below. Iron sharpens iron, and your voice might be the one someone needs today. Much respect, and I'll see you there, and stay tuned for the next one.